There you go. And we're live.
We're live.
Yeah, I gotta make us a green room intro too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did one for ITY so that when we start doing the YouTube videos, because I'm gonna start using it on Series 4, which is gonna be soon. But I wanna start putting that little riff I put together. And it's us saying, "You're listening to Ob Telling." It's like together.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Yeah. There were some good takes in there.
Well, yeah, I stole a couple of them. Then like,
You didn't like the one though.
Which one? Well, it didn't work for what I was doing with it. I mean, not that I didn't like it. I did like it. I thought they were all fucking hilarious. But yeah.
you were like knocking on the door.
Yeah, we did a whole. It was crazy.
The entire time I was trying to read it. That was funny.
Well, yeah, because it was almost like doing the fucking Chris Farley and David Spade. Where he's like, housekeeping. You want mint on pillow? For the love of God.
You're double parked.
Let me sleep.
Land shark.
What kind of hotel is this?
So
We're celebrating. What we're celebrating?
you're celebrating.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, what's up? This is the B-sides in the green room. We're celebrating culmination of 1 year on the radio now. Yeah. So
Philly D.
no, that's me.
I know. Philly D.
I did it.
All right. What are you?
I got my hand stuck.
This is not a monkey trap. What are you doing?
I know, right? You have to let go of it, otherwise you can't pull your hand out. Oh, there we go. No, we're celebrating because it's a holiday, but it's also an anniversary. Oh, happy anniversary, buddy!
Aw.
But yeah,
you
dude.
cared.
I don't. But yeah, no. So if you, for those of you who listen to this and don't actually listen to, I'm telling you, we've been doing, I'm telling you now for a year on the radio. Well, tonight's recording culminates our first full year. So after we record
On the internets.
well, yeah, on the radio station on Directions of Music. Yeah, it's super dope.
Shameless plug. Oh,
Yeah, here.
it's lunch.
Salud.
Marvelous.
Yeah, it's the tequila that you brought that last time.
Still rocking that?
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Nice.
I told you I only drink it when you're around.
There we go.
Yeah, man. I do. I
You
do
get to
not
enjoy it until it's last.
Yeah, I do not partake unless you're in the building. It's like
it's
some
so
Elvis shit or something.
sweet.
Kind of. I
Very
guess.
sweet.
Dude, I'm having technical difficulties for once. All right, there we go.
You better.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to freaking.
Because I like how you swing it over your shoulder.
I know, like it's hair. Get rid of this. Just throw this behind me. You know, no,
Oh
it's,
my God.
well, because I'm like at the wheelie chair, so if it's like, I don't know, this is eventually the setup is to get this more centralized in the room, so that we can. I'm now discussing. Yeah, for you to listen, for those
I
listening,
want the Preston and Steve setup. Like that big old like S-shaped table that just kind of like it's just jam-packed with all the mics and the computers.
no, they're a big L.
Is it L? Whatever.
Yeah, well, because you have like as it
But I
comes
mean,
this
just-
way and this. Well, I mean, it's kind of it's like
all that technology all just sitting there.
Well, yeah, because you get Preston on this side and Steve on this side, and then you have Kathy and Nick chilling over here, and then you get freaking Casey in the back, and then you got freaking
Get Casey in the back.
well, yeah, he's kind of off behind Preston a little
You
bit.
get Casey in the back.
I mean, if that's what he's into, I'm not not here to judge. You know what I mean? Like,
Sorry. Anyway,
but yeah, no,
I think we lost JD for a second.
which she probably does. Yeah, she probably doesn't know
Talking about
Preston and Steve.
It's a local radio station.
Yeah, they've been around for a long time now.
I haven't even listened to them, and it's been a couple years. But I used to listen every morning, but I don't drive to work anymore. So
Yeah, same here. Yeah. Yeah, no, we went into the show a couple times too.
yeah, several times.
Yeah. Yeah, because we did it for our one dude's birthday. We did it for my birthday that one time.
Well, his birthday happens to be
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo. So
Yeah.
There's usually something going on. I think a couple times that we went there.
Well, so that was the thing is
they had a mariachi band.
So Cinco de Mayo.
I want to do stuff like that. I want to have a mariachi band.
Yeah, right. Well, having this more centralized will give us room to bring in the mariachi band.
That's what I'm saying.
But no, so Cinco de Mayo.
9:00 in the morning.
Yeah, fucking right. But yeah, Cinco de Mayo on the Preston and Steve show when we went in that one time, that was their like original airing in that new studio that they're still in. Like that was their here's the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were there for the like
a christening.
Yeah, pretty much. And we got to play Cinco de Niro, where they would play the Spanish dubbed version of a De Niro movie, and you had to say what the name of the movie was off of the Spanish dubbing. Oh yeah, no, because there was I did the one where it was for I think it's like Don't Say a Word, where he has a split personality with Dakota Fanning as like his kid or whatever. And there's a scene where he's asking her, he's like, who's Charlie? Who is, like, you know, it's Bobby D. Like, who's Charlie? Like, who is he? But the Spanish dub version is like, ¿Quién Charlie? ¿Quién Charlie? It's fucking hilarious.
You picked it out right away.
Oh, of course, because I mean, you know, speaking the bit of Spanish that I do, I knew exactly he was saying who, and it was just Charlie, because that's his freaking name, and I picked the movie out, and I was just like, yeah, I know this. And dude, they went from caller to caller. It was like 4 or 5, and I was just like waving.
I'm in studio. I know this.
Yeah, and then finally the president's like, all right, just come on. I was like, don't say a word. And he's just like, that's right. I was like, come on. Who, what? You kid Charlie. Oh, it's, yeah.
Forget about it.
Pretty much.
Word.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, I've been on that show a couple times, so it was pretty fun.
Yeah, when we went for my birthday, that was pretty dope because I even made him breakfast and shit. I brought him like organic fruit salad and stuff.
I got
and, like,
yelled at the one
bagels
time because I brought like 2 dozen donuts from the local donut shop like 2 blocks away from me.
Why'd you get yelled at?
And they're well known like throughout the entire area. Everybody knows that place.
Right.
And I got well, what was it?
Would you not bring enough or something?
No, it was Preston was on a diet. Like they both were at the time. He's like, I hate you.
Gotcha. Okay, no, all right.
But he said it with a smile, so you know.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the staff really enjoyed him. So.
Well, because I was talking with Casey as I was coming in. I was just like, dude, I'm like, hey, I want to bring everybody breakfast. I'm like, you know, I'm a cook and stuff. I was like, but I want to make it easy, light. You know, can I just bring some stuff like, you know, bagels and fruit salad or something? He was like, dude, that'd be dope. He's like, we would love that crap. So I brought him some of that and a few other things, and it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, they were fucking.
Yeah, you can always bring us food, not a problem.
Yeah, but I mean, I made sure it was specific to, you know, hey, is this going to be not only just, you know, enjoyed, you know, but not, you know, like tolerated. Where like you had your situation, so I like not even thinking of it. I just preemptively
he said it jokingly, but I get something less like guilty pleasure. I mean, I figured it was one of those things like I happen to live right around the corner from this popular local donut shop. Why not just pick these up?
Wait, are you not saying names? Is that not allowed? Or?
Well, I mean, I guess I can. Yum Yum.
Dude, they're
Yum Yum donuts. I mean,
I don't think Yum Yums are like all that dope. Don't get me wrong. Like I like a Yum Yum over pretty much the rest of them. But like,
bro, I'm saying if you're a Dunkin' Donuts donut fan, which I'm not saying anything's wrong with Dunkin' Donuts, but
I'm not saying there's anything right either.
They're
watch your words, sir.
That's what he's doing. Look at
the last time I recall, their price went up. Their donuts actually got smaller. But like when you go to Yum Yum, their donuts are like boom, they're like in your face.
Yeah. So America does run on Dunkins, but in the South, they are far and few in between. So you don't have one every block. You have one like every half an hour to every 2 to 3 hours.
Oh yeah, around
so
here
the
they're like
donuts
Starbucks.
are actually fresh. Like the chocolate melts off, like freshly made because they don't have they're so good in the South because they don't have the centralized locations that bake them and disperse them to like the multiple local locations because they only have like one every half hour for 5 minutes.
It's an actual bakery.
So they have to do the Dunkin' Donuts like the old school, like how we grew up on, like, you know, Fred making the muffins. Like they actually still do it in the.
Do you smell muffins?
Well, see, that's what's nice about if I'm gonna do that, I'm product placing and all that. But Yum Yums is a small family-owned business, so they make those donuts and they put them out on the shelf. I mean, you can't get any fresher than that.
Sure.
Yeah, you can. You can make them for yourself at home.
But yeah, the best Dunkin' Donuts were always the ones that baked in-house. Not all of them do that.
Well, dude, that's what Manhattan Bagel does. They make all their bagels on site.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they got like a little conveyor belt set up in the back, and they bang them out like true New York style with like, you know, the water tub and stuff and everything. You know, you got to float the bagel.
To truly be a bagel, it has to be boiled as well.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Boiled and baked.
Yep. And they do it. It's dope. I've seen it. More than one location. It's hot shit. Just saying, dude. I mean, I like a good bagel. If you're gonna do it right. I mean, that's how I roll. That's how I operate, right?
That bagel comes out like a party animal. Telling you, if it's done properly. Yeah, some places don't even do the old school. A lot of places.
What, bagels or
were you
donuts?
actually?
Are we still in the same hole? Like,
were you actually boiled edge on before you bake it? I mean,
yo, speaking of boiling Johns, I was showing him. No, for real, I was showing him somebody. There was a post where somebody was taking slices of hot dog and then throwing it underneath like a microscope, and the shit they were showing, and then they took like a really thin sliver of it and really did like an in-depth look into it. It was even grosser. Oh, there was like bacteria and stuff.
I kind of want to see that.
Like squiggling around. But I mean, when you look at
it's on the Facebook somewhere.
The problem is when you look at anything like that in depth, you're bound to find something.
Dude, there was
but my question was,
made out of byproducts and pork too? Like, is there any pork in it?
It's everything off the floor from all the other factories.
Well, yeah, the byproducts.
Hot dogs.
Well, no, that's sorry, that's not correct.
What kind of hot dog was it? I mean, I don't know.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, was it beef, pork, whatever?
Dude, there was a piece that had a fly. It looked like in it, like a really small.
It was probably like a ballpark Frank or something like that. Which
I want to say it was just like your average looking wiener.
Is this going to be that kind of show? Is it?
Oh, it's always that kind of show.
Fart jokes
it was.
Next.
I want to say.
Did it have a good girth to it? A nice wing?
No, that's what I'm saying. It was
Did
just
it fit in the bun nicely?
It was the average, everyday, just run of the mill wiener.
Or was it like hanging over?
No, there was. it was thin, short.
When they cook up, did they go to like?
Oh my god!
Does it curl at all?
That's what you're into.
I mean,
you mean like a JFK? Is that what we're talking about here?
What was it? Is it like a spiral?
No, that's what the JFK, the back into the left.
Back into the left, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't know, do you know that? The JFK?
Back into the left.
Yeah, it comes back and goes a little to the left, just like the JFK movie where it's like back and to the left. Yeah, it's a JFK. The ladies like a JFK, man. I'm just telling you. It works well.
Right.
I'm just saying because, all right, so technically most don't know this.
Technically most don't know this?
Yeah, most guys don't know this, I should say. The G spot is not like in between where the clitoris and all that. It's off to the side a little bit. It is. It's just it's not straight. It's not straight up. Typically, most women, it is up and to the left. That's why a JFK is typically somewhat preferred by most women because it actually gets that spot without having to work for it.
Well, we have one on the line right now. You're so lucky. Should we check this?
She probably doesn't even know what this is.
Can we call bullshit on this? What?
Oh, dude,
back into the left something? Is it like pulling a JFK on a chick? Is this like a thing?
Yeah, for real.
Scientifically.
We're not talking about shooting her in the head here or something. Like get my shit twisted.
No, scientifically, all right. So if you were to try and hit the G spot, yes, it would have to have some type of like curve. Or like
as I say,
to the point where you get in.
I'm not saying I disagree with you.
You're trying to like show.
I'm trying to describe
all evidence seems to point towards this through my years of experience and whatnot.
Well, yeah, no, because all right. So again,
never thought I'd have this conversation.
Well, with my psychology degree, I did abnormal, like behavioral, developmental, all that kind of stuff. So part of that was having a decent understanding of anatomy. And I mean, from top to bottom. So, I mean, this is like sexual organs and everything.
You are your body.
Well, I felt it was important as a part of my studies to be aware of all the different pieces to kind of understand.
He enjoyed his lab.
I mean, yeah, usually. I'm just saying. I'm open-minded. Anyways. But yeah, no, so in my knowledge, it was one of those things where, I mean, I've done enough research in all of these different pieces. Because, I mean, one of the big things that really motivates humans incentive-wise is, extreme pleasure. And that usually comes from, like, sex. And that's the thing is, in abnormal, where you get very different behaviors, in comparison to that, it's not always about the physical feeling behind it, even though there's still an energy that you're going after for the purpose of doing that act. So, I mean, there's a completely off understanding about physicality, mentality, sexuality, like all these different components of the human structure and how we react generally. And
there is a difference, though. I mean, there is a sexual contact that is purely physical, and it can be extremely powerful, but it doesn't cross that line into, like, when you get to that soulmate, where you're like, you feel connected to this person, regardless of whether you're right next to each other, on top of each other, inverted, communicating.
Dude, I can hear that rattling.
I can hear you rattling.
I mean, I do that. No, seriously, as you were talking, it was causing the metal to like rattle a little bit. It was crazy. Your frequency was like,
what is the frequency, Kenneth?
I don't know. I don't know that either. Why are you? What's all the questions?
Frequency, Kenneth.
But yeah, no. So again, going through that kind of an education, that's what I was like. So yeah, I'm aware of where it's at, and it's 2 turntables and a microphone.
I don't know. I was not expecting that.
Dude, one of us was gonna say it. Let's be honest here.
Happy holiday,
right? That's what I'm saying, bro. This only happens
in a microphone.
Yo,
where it's at.
But so, how crazy is it that we legit on a natural holiday also get to? Well, it isn't. I mean, it's not a naturalized holiday because it's not observed by everybody, but it's a natural holiday that's just like it's just there.
Neither are most holidays.
I wanted to ask too, like, where did this come from? Can anyone answer this, or do we need to look it up?
I did. No, I know this. Have an answer at one point.
No, okay, I know exactly what it is. Yeah, no, it's so that was.
You're definitely gonna have to look it up anyway. But.
Go ahead. This is the exact story. Well, no, so the numerical representation is an actual time. The time was a group of individuals in Northern California when they got done with school would meet up at this one point, and that's the relative time where they could all finally meet up because, you all kind of get out of school at like slightly different times, or, you got to walk to this part, or you're going to your locker.
You get home around 4:00. So to meet up at a short time later.
Well, whatever your thing was. Yeah. So everybody was able to meet, after school at this time, and they would all chill together. Well, that numerical representation as a chronological time on a day became chronological on a year as a represented day. So instead of it being that moment in time, at that time, in the afternoon, it's now the entire day of it. So I don't know who did that, but it just became the thing where it was just like, well, I mean,
originally it was
why do it just once a day to celebrate? It's like, why can't we just celebrate it for an entire day? So they do now.
They do that.
Yeah.
So wait, we checked the fact.
See,
this is a fact.
I know some shit. Let's be honest.
Do you have to is it Snopes?
What?
How do you check that? You just Google, like, where's the result come from? Is this a reliable source?
Well, so that's
there's multiple sources that say the same thing.
And so that's my thing, because I'm having that scholastic career that I did taught me to do proper research, where it's not just, hey, look at what the information is, but also look at who's funding it. And, there's always more pieces than just what you're reading.
That applies to the 420 thing applies to blue collar workers too.
Dude, I never actually said what it was.
What's that?
I said numerical representation, and you said, man,
I did.
You busted us, bro. Busted us.
What? That's what we're talking about.
Nobody knew that until you said it.
That's all right. I spoke on it.
Wow. This is a monumentous occasion. I'm
like beating around the bush. Is this your bush?
I was going to be like, do you like eating around?
Well.
Oh my God, dude. This is going to be an awesome episode tonight. I'm telling you.
Your
1 year culmination. Episode 52.
Your energy that you're bringing tonight.
Hey.
No, it's what you brought.
It's me.
Hayes for horses. What's up?
And not for cows. They don't eat it because they really don't know how. No, what's your... So since you have an understanding of psychology, I'm curious, what do you know about the vagus nerve?
The what?
The vagus nerve.
It's an interesting one.
Off the top of my head, I'm not recalling anything, I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
I mean, the name alone does resonate, but you can see my eyes are in the back of my head, like my brain's running. It's like, oh, dude, we know this. Where is this at? Because of, the name alone was a reason why I was just like, I like the name, But yeah, Vegas is like my second home.
The vagus nerve affects like pretty much the entire body. It's an area where everything kind of accumulates.
The ganglion piece that
I think there's a strike point in like martial arts.
Where is this?
And it'll actually shut you down.
Where is this located?
It's like the Vulcan neck pinch, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Where's this? This is starting to really like.
So the nerve, there's technically it's two veins, but it's referred to as one. There's one on the left and one on the right, but it's referred to as a whole as one, and it runs from your medulla oblongata all the way down to your coccyx. It's the largest vein in your system. And they thought it was just to be in control of your like breathing, digest, and whatever. And they found out that it's linked to your fight or flight. And if you have too much fight or flight, the neurotoxins build up and do get blocked in certain areas. And that's where it can go into affecting different intestines, organs, and create different diseases and stuff like that throughout your entire body and wreak havoc.
All right. So now as you're saying all this, the thing that I recall the most about it is I was also, when I heard about this, Kill Bill 2 had just come out. And they were talking about the 5-finger exploding palm heart technique or whatever. And it was the fact that you had to hit all these different spots and then boom, and then things would reverse. And my thought was like, well, hey, maybe that's how that would work, because if that seems to be the main component in the system, then like, wouldn't it be, I mean, you're just talking about direction of flow. Like, why couldn't you reboot and let it run in reverse? I mean, mechanically, we can do this with a lot of machines, but they don't work very well backwards. But so, same thing with ours. So yeah.
So with that, it's been popping up a lot in research for me, no matter whether I'm researching medical, like research studies and stuff like that, the vagus nerve pops up. And then if I'm studying yoga, the chakras pop up and it's all on the same line. Then if I'm studying like the Kundalini awakening, it's still on that same nerve. And it's literally, so I go to my therapist last week. So basically what I'm understanding is no matter what type of medicine I'm pulling from, I need to clear my chakras. I need to get my vagus nerve in check. And I've been reading a bunch of books on the polyvagal theory and how you can heal yourself through your vagus nerve. And I brought it to, like I said, my therapist, and she's like, I think you're on something. Then I brought it to my rheumatologist this past Monday. And she was like, I think you're on something too. So we're trying to figure out how to get what other doctor we need, whether it be my neurologist, gastroenterologist, whatever, to get imaging specifically on this vagus nerve. And if I've already had it done, what we can get from it if it wasn't specified when it was intently done. But unintentedly, after my appointment with her, I went to go see an osteomyomanipulator, which, if you don't know, it's a medical license. It's a medical doctor that manipulates your muscles and your bones like a masseuse and a chiropractor. So when they go to crack your bones, they don't just crack. He'll warm up your muscles first and then crack. So by the time they're done, it doesn't even feel like they laid hands on you, but you've got releases in wherever you need to get it throughout your entire body with less manipulation. Right. So he pushed on me 6 times, over 100 cracks happened, and it was wonderful. But when he got to my neck, he kept questioning me, asking me if I had an IV in my neck. And I kept saying no, but he kept saying there was something weird with the vein in my neck. And then he kept asking me if I was in a horrific, traumatic car accident. And I'm like, no. And then he wasn't sure at first. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, it's just me. And then he was like, have you sustained severe whiplash if you haven't even been in a car accident? You've had whiplash though, right? I'm like, no, just me again. And he's like, okay. So he cracked certain parts in the base of my, at the tip of my spine, at the base of my skull. And that's actually around there is where the pressure point for the vagus nerve is.
Right.
So unbeknownst to him, he stimulated my vagus nerve.
And your whole body.
And then my entire body had a release. And I'm not joking. I had this appointment on Monday.
This was a Kundalini experience.
You're right.
Dude, I had this. Listen. I don't have the notebook next to me with all the symptoms I wrote down that I have not had, but literally it's 30 to 40 symptoms on the first day I noticed just disappeared. And some of them have not even come back yet. I haven't used nausea medication, and I live on Zofran and Marinol. I've used nausea medication since Monday. I slept fine. I wake up refreshed. I have a better mood. My stomach isn't bothering me. My nausea has lessened. My knees, my swelling in my knees and my ankles has completely gone. I cleaned my house for 3 hours, and I couldn't be on my feet for more than 15 minutes without my back and my knees going out and my ankles going out. I was cleaning for 3 hours today, constantly, and I don't even feel like I did anything. My entire pain level, and the most impressive thing, other than the nausea, the most impressive thing was I went to the grocery store, and me and my husband were out there, and I'm a wimp when it comes to the cold. So anything below 75, I'm uncomfortable, and below 70 is really pushing it.
Right,
we were outside, and we're both wearing sweatshirts. His was double lined with Sherpa, and I just had a sweater on, and I noticed him shrugging, and I just was like, "You're cold," and then it dawned on me interesting. So I go in the store, come out, and then he's doing this again, shivering. And I was like, "You're really cold?" And he's like, "Yeah," and he's actually shivering, and I was like, "Huh." And I noticed it was I could feel the cold on my face, but I wasn't cold. And then I got in the car. No freaking joke. It was 52 degrees outside. And I was not cold. My body did not feel like it was being strangled by a boa constrictor, by my muscles. I cannot tell you the benefits I got from that manipulation. It's insane.
And things you probably can't even describe, changes in the way you perceive.
That, my attitude, my perception, but not even, it's on many different levels. It affected probably 17 of my medical issues, to the point where today I noticed it. I'm not joking. I really have that many medical issues. It's ridiculous.
17. His favorite number.
My current number.
17.
I just thought you meant because it was like absurd. I'm like, but
no, not diminishing on any level. Yeah, no, just the
exact number 17.
And then today, I was doing something that literally would have triggered my allergies. I sneezed once when normally like I couldn't even be in the room after it was like dusted for like a good hour. And like my allergies, my asthma's been better. Like so many things that I do not physically have control over. Just hallelujah.
Yeah, I mean,
master of the universe. Thank you.
It sounds like you got to keep that guy around.
Yeah, that's definitely something I drew many parallels between trying to understand, you know, like, so Western medicine being the understanding. So like sociology, anthropology, like psychology, like to physically break stuff down into numbers and data and all that kind of shit. And then treat it systematically in the same, where you synthesize drugs and then you produce things and you make stuff happen. Whereas like Eastern philosophy is very much about understanding the energies in the world around you, you yourself, what it is to eat, and be in harmony with yourself and your life choices. And so there was many things where they kind of pointed at each other. And to me, the science aspect really only kind of supported it further. And it's like, well, you can see that it's all right. So I see, but this is showing a physical, I mean, how do you want to call it?
Link on that though, I had a release during a yoga session the Friday before that, and she had us in different asanas that actually linked to your like root chakra, which is where the Kundalini, like the serpent, stays before it's like awoken. So she was doing a certain sequence, but I was noticing like it had to do with the root chakra, and like me and her were talking about this afterwards. And during Shavasana, which is like the corpse pose where you sleep, like most people, my favorite. Somehow, like a release of energy, like manifested into like an allergic reaction, and it was weird because we had been in this room for the entire hour. I didn't have no sensitivity, nothing. And then we lay down for Shavasana, and I've been breathing deep this whole time. So if I was going to sneeze over anything, it would have already happened. And during Shavasana, like my body was convulsing because I could not stop sneezing at all for like a straight 3 minutes. It was like crazy. And then I was like, oh my gosh, that on top of this. And then I have an appointment where I'm doing like hypnotherapy and Reiki on this Friday. So I'm interested to see if like, I think the yoga, like that sequence in particular, like that practice that day was like the start of it. And then the manipulation was the second, and then and I'm intrigued to see what comes out of it next, because they all manipulate the vagus nerve, and they've each had great benefits each time it's been.
So here's this is like me personally, this is what I'm getting from you saying all this. It's something that you and I have talked about many times, especially when it comes to the point of trying to make a life decision, and more specifically to make a life decision to promote what you deem to be a proper, healthy, happy life, right? Mm-hmm. I don't care what it is you believe in. If you believe that's the thing that's going to bring about it, somehow or another it will. So here it is. You've been on this journey where you're like, I don't care anymore. I'm going to try anything. And you finally get to a spot where you get something where things start to connect and come together, because you've been so focused on being open-minded enough to remove these things that you're willing to attempt these stuff. And so you don't know what it was that's going to be the thing, but the simple fact is you were willing to be open enough and try that. It's like, dude, that's what I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter what you believe in. So you believe that there was an alternative to just taking pills and being like, well, if I just like exercise and eat right,
a physical experience that occurs to you that.
Well, because I mean, but don't think about that. Like
positive, if you know.
So most
it might
doctors,
not work for you, but it worked for me. You know, most she's saying.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's like most doctors want to tell you, like, hey, I'm going to give you medication, and with proper diet and exercise, you'll be fine. But that doesn't always work. And I think the route that you're going in and of itself of just being open to trying things, well, you know, what's Mateus and Stefano says something that's like,
I did their route the first 10 years. This is the second 10 years is me taking it into my own hands doing this. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So like that's why I'm like, you're aware of all of these things. So being in that regard, it's like, you were just like, you know what, this is where I want to be. I know there's something alternative to medicine. There's a truer way to heal ourselves.
Well, medicine is all around though. Medicine, truthfully, I mean, like if you think medicine man, so this is kind of like the meta doctor, the meta priest, whatever. The medicine man had an understanding of everything that could sometimes, you know, a good medicine man might tell you, depending on what you're going through, hey, you just need to eat an onion ring. Go get some onion rings. I mean, there's something about what's off with you right now would be fixed with that. Like for you at that moment, that's medicine. It doesn't always have to be
right, because it could have been the walk to get the onion rings that helped you.
Like for example, it could be I have to hear Claire de Lune. Like that's my medicine.
Dude, that shit's dope though.
I have to kick back and listen to Claire de Lune and just focus on that and close my eyes and just relax and breathe.
No, I want to hear that.
Sorry, did I ruin it?
Such a dick.
Let's take a break now. Sorry.
God. Actually, no, because I was just watching a movie where somebody was doing that. It was some weird offbeat. You know, it's not worth really talking about, but yeah, no, that recently has been played before me already, and I was just like,
it's a famous
I really do just, but it's just because there's a, to me, when it comes to any art that you're going to put out, whether it's music, painting, spoken word, you know, graffiti, building a car, like I don't give a crap. Like whatever your art is, you know, it can be the fact that you're a trash man and you fucking sling trash cans dope as shit. I don't care. Whatever your art is, you could be doing anything. And if it truly is an expression from your internal you, anybody's going to feel it.
Like you put your flair on it.
Right. You got your 37 pieces of flair like I'm on this shit. And that's like
you're taking care of your people no matter what you're doing. I don't care if I'm shoveling S.
Right.
I'm going to be the best damn S.
And that's the thing though, is when you do that, anybody can see it and feel it. So yeah, like there's certain songs and from back then, because there was only so many composers, right? But there's certain songs where if anybody listens, it invokes a feeling. You get an expression coming from it. I mean, that's what I always loved about opera was, or ballet or any of that, is because you take this just musical expression and you do it into a physical form and let it become an entire movie, basically. All because you listen to this music and it caused you to feel this thing that you saw. Like that really resonates with me. So anytime I try to do something, like anytime, like literally pretty much anything, I want to be somewhat awed by it. I want to be able to stand back and just be like, yes, that's dope. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah, I'm thinking about George Lucas right now. I'm just thinking about, when you're putting together like a cinematic adventure, there's all these different components that come into play. And like, as far as the score, the musical score, the background music,
all of that makes a difference, dude. It really does.
The camera angles, the way the emotion builds up throughout it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I really like, like Guy Ritchie or Kevin Smith, John Hughes. Like there's so many great directors that take all of those things into account. What's being said, how it's being seen, what you're doing as you're present, like dude, all of it. And there's very few people that do it to that degree where you literally invoke that feeling, where you feel a part of it. I think that's why I really like what we do here, getting the compliment from so many people where they're just like, I feel like I'm in the room with you, and I'm like, I want to say something, but then I realize I'm like,
I want you to hang out
to nobody.
I want you to hang out in the room with us.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean, like that's the feeling I want to evoke. Literal. So why would I dislike that? I think that's a beautiful statement to me.
Did you say come and knock on our door? Fucking Three's Company, right? Yes. This woman gets me.
It's hard to think of it like, would it be entertainment? But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It's just a conversation. I mean, you don't have to look too deep into it because I don't know. I mean, I know there's a lot of just average Joe people watchers out there. I mean, like you go out to a restaurant sometimes, especially like you go out to a fast food place when you're by yourself. It's just a break you're taking from work or whatever. Like you're completely by yourself. You're not with anybody else. Don't you just sit there and check out people, listen to conversations, get kind of hooked in? And
I like to watch. I mean, I'm into.
I'm just saying. I think it's a natural tendency, and I think it's interesting cool sometimes the conversations that you end up listening to or getting involved in, or like just with complete strangers, like just the weird kind of reactions you get from people, and the.
And see, and this is, I think, I want to say the biggest issue with communication today is that we still naturally want to have these very open, honest conversations with complete strangers as opposed to like our actual neighbors, partners, kids, your parents, whoever, like the people in our lives. We'll have these kind of conversations with people we've never really met before, tell them our entire life story, but yeah, we won't.
Well, it's easier.
It's easier psychologically in the fact that you're never going to have to see this person again.
There's nothing wrong with sometimes it's necessary.
There's literally no judgment allowed because what does it matter? You're going to be gone in 2 minutes, 2 hours, whatever, and I'm never going to see you again.
Not only that, but you usually get another story in return. That's, I
mean, if you're a good listener.
You listen to one story or you tell a story and then you listen to a story, like you're going to get something on your end too that, I get to carry this. I'm not really carrying it for very long because I'll, a month down the road, I'm not necessarily going to keep thinking about, I might think about it years from now, but with that short story that I heard from somebody on a plane that I'll never talk to again.
Yeah. But like you said, they do have their necessary, nature, like there's still a need for them. But yeah, I still feel that like, this is why I really love what we do, because I mean, here's the thing is like you and I are very close and we share very deep, intimate things about stuff. Like, not to put like a weird point on it, like we're playing footsies and I want to hold hands or anything, but we do share some very intimate things that like, we're not going to tell other people. And that's what I really want to embody in our organic conversations is that much tree of trust, safe space, love, and acceptance for one another, that others start to have those conversations with the people that they need to be.
Well, I mean, you might get a healthy razzing, but you never be ejected from the circle for having a thought.
Well, see, and this is all right. So this is my thing about like how we pick on one another, because I honestly thought about this the one day. We don't pick on one another in a sense to diminish one another. Every time we say anything, it's about something either we can't truly control because it's just like who we are or it's our nature, like it's just a part of our personality and character makeup, or it's just the fact that it's like straight levity where it's like we're always still supporting one another while maintaining a sense of grounded levity, because we very much enjoy laughing, but we also very much enjoy being able to think about the heavens while in trying to embrace this physical form on this earth.
And we both agree that the other needs a little humility.
Always.
Because that's what it's all about, like a little humility.
Well,
like,
and I think
I'm not going to tear you down a peg or two. I'm just going to,
I'm
going to poke.
Right, but however, I think because we have that continuous nature of that, if one of us ever truly gets to a place where it's just like, whoa, we're very quick to go ahead and pull that card, because it's like, all right, no, now we just crossed the line. We're fully aware of it, and this is why. And we don't mind having that tough conversation with one another. And I think it really allows us to be even freer with one another because it's like I know
that line we were talking about that. Yeah, that was it right there. So we just cross that.
Yeah, and if one of us does, I know that the other is going to reel that person back in. Like we always joke about the corraler and all that kind of stuff, but in all honesty, in every component and walk of life that you and I do, we really do corral one another. I mean, I feel that. I mean, like, and that's I think. That's what we're trying to embody in our conversations.
In a healthy relationship, you should always do that.
I think
there'll be some things, some things one needs to be corralled about that the other one may not have issues with, but vice versa. Sometimes there may be other issues where,
iron sharpens iron, right? Stone sharpens stone.
So agreeably. And if you don't have that in your life with at least one good friend or a life partner of some sort.
Yeah.
You're lucky to have it both.
You know shit, right? Yo, for real. Like all of you out there, if you have somebody that even remotely gets you and still puts up with your shit, be so fucking appreciative and humble right now. Cause that's
we haven't done that in a while. That PSA about never go to bed angry kind of thing. Like never.
I want to say last series.
Always,
there was one, I want to say series.
Always say I love you.
The tail end of like series 2, there was a spot in there where
got a bit serious for a moment.
And it was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was digging it actually.
And that's what I love about this.
I was really digging it because
we have this ability to support that idea and we keep putting it out there. And I mean, it keeps growing. More and more people, dude, it goes to that thing of like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, right? Well, my view is I'm not going to lead you to the water anymore. I'm just going to focus on me knowing that I should drink this water and just keep doing that. And by showing you what it is to be healthy and happy because I'm drinking this water, I want you to be able to see that and learn it because you have to have your experiences.
We are the raw shit.
Yeah.
So we are the raw stuff there. Like
we're the Wu-Tang of talk shows.
We're not cut up. We're not processed. We're not.
That's what I'm saying. Raw. We're gonna give it to you
with no trivia. We like cocaine. Well, we're not maybe like cocaine straight from Bolivia, but
I mean,
maybe like a really good coffee buzz. I don't.
I was just gonna say I do trivia.
I like trivia.
I mean, yeah, I do. Yeah, dude, I'm doing Friends trivia tomorrow. It's gonna be dope. I love it.
I have nipples, Greg.
Could you milk me? But yeah, this is what I love about what we do here. Like for real.
What are we doing? I'm just drinking beer.
Yeah, but that's it. Like that's just it. It's just
all right.
That's why, like, when you came up with the idea,
raise your glass, everyone out there. Just raise your glass.
Bro, it's water at this point. I already drank my tequila.
Raise your glass anyway.
No, hold on, wait.
Raise your H2O. Uh-oh. Okay.
Un poco. Yeah, share these. Hey, share what you want. I'm not gonna.
Whatever.
Well, yeah, no, I don't want to. All right, go ahead. Now we can
raise your glass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, proper cheers. Yeah. What are we cheers to, bro?
What health, happiness, love,
na zdrowie. Well, that's what that is, man.
This is good stuff. I do like this.
The Imperial Pilsner.
I do. Yeah, I'm hooked on that.
The Imperial Pilsner.
Wait, the Imperial Pilsner.
The Imperial Pilsner. The GT 500. GT5 is GT 500. Is that the GT 500? Oh, is that? Yeah. Eleanor.
Wait, but this is different than the dry hopped?
Oh yeah, by far. So the dry hop is not. It's not hopped for ABV. Only palate and aroma.
It's not for bittering. Yeah.
So it's literally just to add on top of. Whereas the Imperial, it's added as a second set. It's almost like doing a double dry hop for ABV So you're getting a second soak in there. So we're just it's double basically. You're putting more stuff in it, so you get more alcohol out of it, which is nice because that's why I like this one, because in doing that, to me, a Pilsner is very almost like lackluster. Like it's not like super awesome, but it's also not like crappy. It's just like, it's a beer. You know, it's clean, it's crisp, but yeah, I can enjoy that. All right, cool. Yeah, Pilsner. Like to me, it's nothing super special. Being an Imperial and basically just doubling the recipe in a sense, it's like, okay, like it's got just enough extra body to it now where I'm like, I'm kind of into that. So I actually rather enjoy that beer. I mean, I prefer my tequila, but
I don't know what differentiates, like when you talk about something that's really hoppy, what differentiates that from an IPA?
Well, from what I'm to understand, it's the literal recipe or style of production. So, I mean, using hops is one thing, but utilizing the hops in the recipe to create, which is...
Well, you're using it to create a bittering effect.
Well, no, so they were doing it, so the original India Pale Ale they were doing it to make the travel. So they were basically preserving the beer so that it would make, you know, this several months journey down around Africa and stuff.
Interesting fact, the plant itself, it happens to be antimicrobial. So it's one of the few things that you can actually add to a beer that you don't have to worry about its cleanliness, because it's good. It's taken care of.
What I heard was, in case there's no clean water, you can always drink an IPA.
That is in fact what you heard.
That is in fact what I heard. Can we get a fact check?
That's not what was said, but that's what you heard.
I'm just saying. Just saying. I don't know.
I can agree to that's what you heard.
Well, I mean, yeah, no, that is in fact what I heard.
That's what I just said that.
What had happened was
I said that.
What had happened
said
was,
that.
Excuse me, officer.
You.
Happy holidays.
Come on, Forrest. I'm sick of your crap.
This is
meant to say Ferris.
Yo.
Ferris, I'm sick of your crap.
Yo, no, so Munchkin had to do brakes on her car, right? And, you know, with me having my mechanical background, she's always been around cars and stuff. So she's been like changing stuff since she was 4.5 or something.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's been taking tires on and off with an air gun since she was 4.5. It's not a joke. Granted, it was under my supervision and I was, you know, but still.
It's different when you're on the side of the road with just like the rudimentary tools though.
Right. But so anyway, so she's driving down, has car and stuff, and had to do brakes on her car. Mm-hmm. And so Pops was like, yo, let's do brakes. And I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? Like, I get that. My dad wants to, like, you know, have a moment with his granddaughter, teach her something. Cool. Because, you know, I've already taught her a bunch of stuff like with cars and stuff. So this is like his moment to do it. Well, long story short, scheduling wise, they go to do it and our dude's available and he's actually like at my parents' house and stuff. And he winds up teaching her how to do brakes.
Who's this? What?
Our dude.
Our dude?
Yeah, our guy.
All right.
Mr. Know-It-All. Well, he is, dude. Yeah, he's got a freaking, like, he's a walking encyclopedia.
He's MacGyver.
He literally is Mr. Know-It-All. Like, that's a compliment. That's not a, you know what I mean?
Peanut Gallery?
What is that?
Is that the reference, Peanut Gallery?
What?
Who are you talking about?
Oh, I guess. I don't know.
Peanut Gallery.
I mean, how many people do you know that we know that knows how to make car stuff? There's only so many of us.
Okay. Well, go on, dude. I know exactly what you're talking about.
But that's what, oh, Jesus.
You're making it weird. Just go on.
I'm going to slap him in a minute. Anywho.
I might like it.
You might. Anywho. So, yeah, he teaches her how to, like, do the brakes, and she does it and stuff. And it's like, she was like, yo.
And how to bleed them and how to.
Well, no. However, so she had helped my cousin's kid the last time she was out in Cali. He's self-taught mechanic by working on old school Chevys and stuff. Mm. He's had Bel Air, I think a Corvette, and like now a Chevelle or something. Kid's not even 18 yet. He's had 3 American, Chevy classes. Oh, Jesus Lord. Anywho, she had already done a whole brake bleeding, whole blah, blah, blah. And so that when she was having this moment with our guy, as he's explaining this, that, and the other, she was able to make those connections to that. So she was very thankful for that moment of education with him as far as to truly understand the experience that she had before and now even further now. And it's like, so she's really stepping into a place where not only is she grasping knowledge on a grander scale, but she really has a very eclectic collection of knowledge.
It's nice to know if you don't have a really difficult car to work on, it's nice to know how to do basic stuff like that, because then you do end up learning through osmosis, through the whole process, mechanically how everything works and what makes it function better,
Well, yeah, maintain it, and
as well, it's just fascinating to learn. I mean, it's just aside from nothing else, it's
very satisfying, and it saves you money, which is a beautiful thing. So you can spend your money on doing, because this is the thing that I always loved about it. Even once I got especially once I got away from owning my own shops and stuff, is the fact that
you're technically not allowed to work on your car outside of Pep Boys.
Well, I mean, stop if you need to. Stuff, anyways, I know you. But yeah, instead of me paying somebody to do this job that would cost, for an example,
your core.
Well, yeah, but
labor intensive.
So I would take it to the extent of what especially Fords. Jesus Lord, I could do a whole episode on just Ford
first car, Grand Am.
But anyways, I would always do it more in the capacity of I could now upgrade, because say I needed brakes or tires or suspension or one of these things where it's like, all right, I'm going to pay this shop $400, $500, $1,000, $1,200, do ridiculous money. Well, now if I do the work, knowing that it's this simple, because it really is. Dude, cars are not scary. People are like, oh my God, no, they are not scary. They are so simple. It is, anywho.
Unless it's a Tesla or something like that.
No, there's still very rudimentary systems to that. So even in that kind of an idea
itself, yeah, just not the computer aspect.
The technology and all that stuff is not outlandish or crazy. The thing that's really great about Teslas are their batteries and their motors. But they're just on the forefront of stuff and really pushing shit, and that's super dope. But really, what it comes down to is all right, so oh, great, you sidetracked me, of course. Thanks, dude.
I know, it's time to go and stuff.
I know. But yeah, having that mechanical background, knowing that you can do these things because they really are that simple, instead of me paying $500 to the shop for it, I now find out the replacement parts are going to cost me $100 and 2 hours of my time. It's well, holy crap. It's all right, well, what if I were to spend, say, $200 or $300?
Get the rubber on discount. You can find a couple weights for next to nothing.
Well, no, it becomes a thing.
Balance that shit yourself.
Well, no, not even that. It becomes, hey, if I can find a way to just put myself into that loop, now all of a sudden I can buy higher grade components. Not so much like sport.
You can upgrade without actually spending more money than the average.
And if not, still save money. So yeah, I mean, that's where I enjoy that, because now it's not even, I'm fearful of maintenance. It's well, screw it. If something breaks, I'll just make it stronger, because I guarantee you there's probably somewhere out there somebody's got that shit. It might take a little research. It might be from Germany or Australia or some shit, but somebody's got it. That's the one thing I learned from having all the modification shops and stuff. I do a lot of stuff in Japan. But having my modification, shops and stuff like that really taught me. It's dude, you just take the time, do your research. Somewhere, somehow, somebody's thinking this, and they're going to hook you up. And if you're willing to do the time, work, and energy, why not? I've always been dude, screw buying a new car for
doing any of this stuff. Remember having to do any of this stuff before the internets?
Oh, yeah, dude.
This was hard work. Had to look for phone numbers and stuff.
No, all right.
Contact people.
Here's perfect thing. So
had to go to a library and shit.
I was building a Honda, and this was with internet. However, it was only a few years into it, like 5 years. So it was like there was not a mass collection of forums or data or any of this stuff. There was a couple of companies you could research and find, and you know what I mean? But still, you're doing a lot of legwork. For me to build this car, I actually wound up having to go.
Is this like pre-Google?
Oh, God, yeah.
Dude, that's way.
You had to use a phone book?
Dude, we have a whole generation of kids now that don't know life before Google.
Oh, my God.
That's an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't even I'll be honest, I don't even know what search engine I was using at that point. This is so far back. Holy crap.
I didn't even know what's a search engine.
Well, that's what Google was. But so, I mean, yeah.
No, what I'm saying at that point, I was
like the original Internet Explorers and MSN and all that stuff. Like they were a search engine.
Is it like a 5.0?
But yeah, no, I had to, in order for me to be able to figure out the different components and pieces that I could fit together to make this car work, where everything geometry wise and structural, like to literally figure out the Frankensteining of these parts, I had to go to like Honda dealers and Acura dealers and look through their different parts catalogs and stuff and physically look up the parts and then take that part and cross-reference it to its specs, take those specs and cross them to the others and like find the pieces where it's like, all right, so this one fits this way and that and this. So these hubs and just to like put all of these things together. Oh, it was ridiculous.
All right. Anyway.
But yeah, when I finally put all of those pieces together over like freaking 3 years, or it was a year and a half, I guess, but you know, I still did other stuff, but it was, yeah, no Google takes forever, kids. FYI.
All right. We got to take a break.
Yeah, you want chili and cornbread. Well, he already had cornbread. He ate almost all the cornbread.
I'm ready. Yeah, I will destroy that cornbread.
Dude, it's dope, right? Instead of
request for cornbread in for 3 weeks.
When you're here, you can have whatever you want. We will go shopping. You can tell me this, that. I will. No, for real. Like, I will cook for you.
I need to go that far.
I'm okay with this. I love that idea. Like, this is why whenever my kid comes to me, she's like, hey, we haven't had. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll make that for us. Yeah, no, I love requests because then I get to have fun.
I should bring over like a giant box of Popeye's biscuits.
Well, as we're watching Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Star Wars, what?
Well, yeah, because we got to get her up to speed. So we're getting her the original 3 and the other 3. So if we're going to start on the originals and then we'll get to the Family Guy versions. But
so this has been B-sides in the green room.
Somebody wants some chili and cornbread over here.
Saying.
Well, yeah, no, go close this out, bro. Do your thing. I'm over here celebrating.
Yeah, I mean, this has been Philly D and Mr. Gemini and
Miss JD
in the green room, hanging out, talking, celebrating anniversary, and you
holidays
and your holidays. Have a lovely day. What do we always say? You say,
be good to yourself.
Be good to yourself and others. And I say, much love. And then you were out of order, huh?
Be good to yourself. Be good to everyone else.
Much love.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.